Hello and welcome back to Curated by Chelsea, or welcome to Curated by Chelsea. I am Chelsea. If you hear a lot of noise, they are literally ripping up the street right now and then laying the concrete back down. So I did put a mic on, so hopefully it's just focused on me. But let's get into it. If you couldn't tell by the title, I am doing a hygiene routine video. I wanted to switch things up because I don't typically film like this. But I don't know, I want to share my hygiene routine too. Like everybody else is sharing theirs and I kind of want to like hop in on the trend, kind of bandwagon it a little bit. But yeah, I just kind of want to talk about some of the things that I do. You'll see because like I'm a person with like sensitive skin. So like for some of us, you're going to see that. So I cannot wait to get into it. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's start with my shower routine. I have a very, very basic shower routine and I don't really need a whole lot. Part of it is because my skin is very sensitive, so I like to use things that are fragrance free. So one of the main things that I use is the Naturium, the Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Wash. This is something that has probably gone viral on TikTok and maybe even on here, I don't know. But this is a body wash that I keep reaching for. I think it is very soothing and really good for those who have sensitive skin. If you're a person who wants a little bit more lather, I wouldn't go for this, but I love it for me. I think it works really well. When I am in the shower, I do like to use the exfoliating gloves. I have not used a washcloth in a while, so I use these exfoliating gloves. On some days, not always, I like to use the Naturium, the Smoother Glycolic Acid Body Wash. I like to use this maybe like once a week, maybe every other week. Sometimes I have used this every day and it made my skin really like raw and I didn't like that. So I try not to use this too often. I do like the way it exfoliates. Makes my skin feel very soft. I don't like to use the exfoliating gloves with this because it is glycolic acid and glycolic acid can make your skin feel really raw to the touch, so just be careful. And then like probably twice a month I will use the Olay Cleansing and Renewing B3 plus Retinol body wash. I think that is a really good body wash. I feel like I should use it more in the summertime, but in the wintertime I don't use it as often just because my skin does get a lot drier. So that is really it for like my shower routine, like every night. Obviously I will shave. I use the Flamingo razor that you can refill like by the refills of the actual blades. So I like to use that. It's a really good razor. I don't overthink that. And then for the, the fairy, when I do remove hair from her, I like to use the Remington Wet Dry Shaver. I'll remove the hair with the regular like razor head. It's really not a razor head. It's just it removes the hair, like the long hairs. And then I'll get the like, I don't know what you call it, the foil shaver, is that what you call it? And I'll use that and that gives a more close shave so that the hair is a lot shorter. And I like to use that because you're gonna hear that phrase a lot in this video, oh my god. But I use that because it just gets a close shave and I don't have to like upkeep as often. I'm just not really into waxing that area. But speaking of waxing, I do wax sometimes. My favorite, ooh, that fly. Rest in peace to that fly. Yeah, that was a little gross. So as for waxing, I like to use the Parisa wax. Is that a hard wax? I can't remember what it is, but I like to use that one. And I'm very iffy about waxing. I only really like to wax when I know that I'm not gonna shave. I really should just go get wax, but honestly, that upkeep to me is just like, I don't want to do it. I think that is some of the best wax out there. I have not sugared before, but I do want to see if that works. Okay, still kind of the shower routine, but just like the after the shower. Again, I have sensitive skin, so I don't go all in with a bunch of different lotions or anything. One of the ones I really love is the Fenty. It's this one, the Fenty Butter Drop, and they do not sell this anymore. You might be able to order it online, but I highly doubt it. I think it smells the best out of all of them. I think it's the oatmeal one is being sold right now, but I need them to bring the what is this one? Vanilla Dream I need them to bring this back because it is one of the best ones. It has little glitters in it. It is one of the best lotions I have ever used. I need it. I need it. I need it. But for like every day when I don't really care and I'm not going for that like look, I use regular baby oil. Honestly, like it's something I've been using since I was a little girl, and I can't see myself not ever using it. And I just really love it. Like, baby oil is the GOAT. It just is what it is. It's a great thing to have. And it works for my sensitive skin. Sorry, there's a helicopter. Give me a second. Another lotion that I use is the Jergens Original Scent Cherry Almond. For your body, it's not like the best. I think it's a good like either layering lotion, like you use it on the bottom and then put something else on top, or a topper lotion. So it's not gonna get rid of ash in like the winter, but in the summer I do like to use this, and I just really love the smell of it, and it lasts a long time because I've had this for almost 2 years now. Oh my god, is it circling? And then the last lotion that I use occasionally is the Eucerin Intensive Repair Lotion. This is really good if you have very dry skin in the winter. I personally don't like to use it every day because it does have, is it glycolic or salicylic acid? It has alpha hydroxy, and I think that's glycolic. Yeah. So just be careful with that, because sometimes when you like use this and you go out in the sun, it can cause burns or like just little tingle sensation. So just be careful. I would just recommend using that at night. So if you're a morning shower and you want to use that, don't or wear sunscreen over it. So that's really it for body. There are other things I want to try. Like, I don't like the shower like that. I don't like the feeling of wetness on my skin. So for me, I want to spend the least amount of time in the shower as possible. It's just kind of a sensory thing, I guess, for me. So I just try to get it over with, try to make it as seamless as possible. Baths are different, but I don't have a bath. I have a shower right now. So a bath for me is not something that'll happen very often. That is it for my shower routine. Very basic, very to the point, and just it is what it is. Moving on to my skincare routine. This one is the one that's not very basic at all. As you know, if you have been on here before, I have acne prone sensitive skin. And one thing that I have not been diagnosed yet, but even if I was to go to a dermatologist, they might misdiagnose me, possibly, and just give me products that may not work. I don't know. I've heard horror stories about dermatologists, but it is possible that I have rosacea, because when I went on my trip to Palm Springs, I broke out really bad. If you look at that video, my skin is terrible in that video. Not even makeup could help with that. I broke out, like, it was stress. Like, it really was. And rosacea, one of the triggers for rosacea is stress. So it is highly possible that I do have rosacea. I'm not gonna go too much into it in this video, but if you wanna know more about it, comment down below and I'll make a video about it and tell you just kind of what I've been doing. But I'm just gonna give you my basic skincare routine for both AM and PM. In the morning, I really wasn't using a face wash because I had just washed the night before, so it didn't really make sense for me to cleanse again. But I have started using a really hydrating cleanser. It is the Prequel, they call it a cleanser. And I am absolutely in love with this cleanser. It doesn't do much for like getting makeup off or anything, but typically I don't have makeup on in the morning. And then toning is optional. I use the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Toner, and then because of the whole possible rosacea, I use the Anua Soothing Toner, and it is very soothing, just like it says. And because I have dark spots, I use my dark spot color correctors in the morning. I top it all off with, this is a new item that I have since my last skincare video, Beauty of Joseon Red Bean Water Gel, and that is so amazing. So amazing in the morning. It kind of has this like stickiness to it, like almost it could act as a primer, but it is very soothing as well. So I have been using that, and I don't know, that's gonna be a repeat purchase for sure. I'm not sure how that's gonna work in the winter time, but we'll see. Of course, sunscreen, because you have to have sunscreen, you know. I use the Summer Fridays mineral sunscreen. That's one of my favorites. The Innisfree one is good, and then the Paula's Choice hydrating one. So I like to interchange those, but I really just prefer the Summer Fridays because it is mineral, and mineral is a lot gentler on your skin than a chemical sunscreen. I'm not gonna go into all the ins and outs of chemical or physical sunscreens. I would just leave maybe an article in the description because there's a difference, especially if you have dark spots, but that's up to you guys to figure out because I'm no scientist or chemist, so, but it works for me, and the gentler the thing is on my skin, the better. So then on the PM is probably my favorite part, and this type of skincare, this is going to change based on the day, and it does change every so often, but just my very basic, no chemical, no actives. I will go in with my double cleanser, the Then I Met You cleansing balm, one of my favorites. Although I will say this time around, it's starting to develop a smell, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. And then I went back to a holy grail of mine, which is the Youth to the People Kale plus Green Tea Spinach Cleanser. I think everybody used this. I remember back in 2020 to like 2021, you could not find that cleanser anywhere. So if you ever like see it, grab it. Just grab it if you want to try it, because you never know when it's going to go out of stock. So just grab it or get the big size. I always suggest people get the big size of that because it's always out of stock, I swear. So yeah, I've gone back to that after trying different cleansers. It works. I love it. If you want a more affordable one, something I also use is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. The foam one I did not use. I just used the regular cream one. So if that is a little bit more affordable. So I think it works very similarly, but I just prefer the Youth to the People one. And then I go ahead and tone, and I use the Haru Haru again and the Nua. And then I use the Skin Fix moisturizer. That is what I'm currently using now, but my go-to is the Tatcha. I love using the Tatcha just because it is incredibly hydrating, and it actually makes my skin feel great. When I don't get that one and I'm being really, really bougie, I will use the La Mer. The La Mer works. And I know it is expensive, but I really love La Mer when I can afford it. But my birthday is coming up in August, so that'll probably be on my wish list once again. And if La Mer is listening. Anyway, so let's talk about the active nights when I use actives or retinols. I don't know if retinol would be considered an active. I'm pretty sure it is. I will double cleanse like normal. Always double cleanse. That is not a step I will ever miss. And then I will tone. Let the toner kind of sink in, do its thing, and I'll wait for it to dry fully, completely. And then I'll go in with the Dr. Dennis Gross retinol, and that is the end of my retinol night. And I kind of learned this from my mom, that if you just allow that to be the only ingredient on your face, it's a little bit more effective. So I've been doing that, and I do like the results. It has gotten rid of some of this texture here. Although I do know that retinol is not something that gets rid of pimples. It's really for wrinkles and fine lines, but it does actually help with acne. So I like to use the Dr. Dennis Gross. That is not my go-to. I prefer the Paula's Choice retinol in the purple bottle. It's right here. I'll put it here. That is my go-to. Love that one to death. I just need to repurchase it. But right now I'm trying out the Dr. Dennis Gross, and I do like it. And that is the end of my routine for that night. And the following nights I will moisturize really, really well. If you're using a retinol, just be sure to moisturize as best as you can. Make sure it's very hydrating. On the nights when I do chemical exfoliation, I have changed this up a little bit because I was dermaplaning, but I actually took that out of my routine for now. Now I'm back on my chemical exfoliation, and currently I am using the Dr. Dennis Gross chemical pill pads. Those are some of my favorites. They're an old reliable from like way back in the day. I used to use these all the time. They are probably on the gentler side if you're not using the intense ones or extra strength ones. They are on the gentler side, and I think they do a really good job at just exfoliating and getting rid of all that texture that you may have. These are some of my favorites, and I can't believe I stopped using them, so I'm glad I got them again. Actually, my mom got them for me, and she's just like, no, I'm getting you this because your skin looks terrible, basically. Like, she didn't say it in those words, but I get it. I get it. So I'm glad she got those for me. I do tone again after that because I like to sandwich the exfoliation steps. So, and then I go in with the skin fix. Occasionally, I don't know, like I haven't really been using the CeraVe Healing Ointment as much, but sometimes it happens occasionally. But sometimes I will use that at the end of my routine. Since I have started to kind of treat my skin as if it is rosacea or I have rosacea breakouts, I've been using the Avene Cicalfate. It's restorative protective cream. I was like, it's in French. I can't read that. This works on kind of everything, I feel like, but I have seen really good results as far as like soothing and just no more redness. I don't know why I worded it that way, but it helps with inflammation. I burned myself on my stomach. Don't ask me how. And I put this on it and it's healing so beautifully. That along with petroleum jelly, it's healing so nicely. So I've been using that and I really like it. So I'll use that morning and night. Actually, I did forget to mention that in my AM skincare routine. That stuff is really good. And because I'm skin cycling again, I just repeat. So on the nights after exfoliation, I'll go into my basic where there's no actives at all. And then I'll do the retinol step. The next night, do the exfoliation step, rinse and repeat. So yeah, that is how I'm trying to get my skin back to normal. I will probably have a separate video on that, but I already know I've inserted some clips just for you guys to get an idea of what that looks like. Now we can move on to this hair routine changes, obviously because I wear my hair differently, but I will just talk about this hair routine right now. I wash my hair weekly. I will clarify once a month. Let's just start with the clarifying step. So the first step is I either use the Kristen S clarifying shampoo. I don't really know how best to explain this. It just does what it does. Then I will use the shampoo. I have switched my shampoos. I was using the Redken All Soft line for both shampoo and conditioner, but now I have switched to the Joico moisturizing shampoo. Love it. Amazing. The All Soft was good, but this one is great. I also did use the Way Detox shampoo. I don't know if that is a clarifying shampoo or if it's just a regular shampoo. That one also is really good. And after I finish the Joico, I might switch over to Way. We will see. And I'm still using the Redken All Soft, but again, once I finish the Redken All Soft conditioner, I will switch to the Joico. The Redken All Soft conditioner works really well too, but I just feel like it could be a little bit better now that I've used the Joico shampoo, which feels like a conditioner, but it suds up. I don't know. So when I use that Joico conditioner, I just feel like my hair is gonna look a little bit different. And then after that, I do mousse. Right now, I'm experimenting with the styling process. So let's just focus on the wash process because that is really the most important part. I detangle on both the shampoo and conditioning step, but it's the second shampoo that I really like comb my hair out or brush it out. So right now I am still kind of experimenting with the wash and go. If I do have a protective style in, I go ahead and just clarify because typically I wear protective styles for about 3 weeks. I do not go past 3 weeks. So when I had in my purple braids, that was about 3 weeks, maybe 3.5. I went on ahead. I actually did not clarify after that. I clarified that next wash day. I had no intentions of actually doing a wash and go after I took my braids out. It just kind of worked out that way. And I've been loving the results. I don't really change those products up too much except for the styling products. So that's it for hair. Let's move on to teeth. Dental hygiene is super important. It's something I really truly care about. Let me get into my at-home routine. So in the morning I literally just brush my teeth. That's it. That is it. And then at night I will go in with Listerine. Sometimes I skip this because I really do not like the bite of my mouthwash. I know there's another mouthwash that I can use. I just despise the taste of it. So if I can get my hands on the purple cavity protection or prevention Listerine, I like to use that one because it does not bite as much. And I'll go ahead and do that. And then I actually filmed this wrong, but I will floss after this stuff and get all that crud out. And I really concentrate on my back tooth because for whatever reason, that tooth just gets so much food in it. It's disgusting. But even sometimes during the day, if I've had like a steak or a chicken, I have to go back there and floss with like one of those little toothpick things, and I will get it out because I can feel it and it's the worst feeling ever. But after flossing, I brush my teeth. and I use the Oral-B I guess electric or battery operated toothbrush. Kind of does things on its own, and I just let it do its thing. And because I did get Invisalign at one point, I do wear a retainer. It is the Invisalign retainer, and I'll rinse that out. I saturate Listerine with water and let it soak during the day, and then at night rinse it out. And yeah, and then I do brush my retainer like every other week or every week. It just depends on the state of the retainer. I will get that real clean because it's gross to not clean that thing. I know that seems like a lot of steps, but it is really important to just take care of your teeth. Your dental health is actually tied to a lot of issues that can happen inside of your body. So just be sure to stay on top of that as much as you can, but don't overthink it, because I know sometimes it could just be a lot. I am going to do piercing hygiene too. I don't know if people do this often, but pretty much every other day I wash my nose piercing, and when I can, I have not been on top of it, I'm not gonna lie. I do a salt rinse soak on it because it is still a newer piercing. It's a year old. Is it a year old? Yeah, it's a year old, but I feel like nose piercings especially take about 3 years to fully heal. Like that's just something I believe, because I used to have the other side pierced, and I think I kept it in for about 2 years. That hole is completely closed, and it closed quickly. I use this piercing cleaner right here, and I have tried a lot, and I know there's some that they recommend at the piercing stores. I think it's the H201. I do not like that one. I have never liked that one. I prefer this one. And I'll just spray a Q-tip. When it's new, do not use a Q-tip. Just soak it. But when it's pretty much healed, they are drilling the street still. Oh my God. Spray the Q-tip and clean it out. And get in there really good to the point where it's pretty saturated. Don't like BS on it. So I do that about every other day. When I do a salt soak, it's whatever. I don't need to do it anymore because there's less chance of infection now, so I don't need to do it. But when it was new, I was doing salt soaks weekly, well, daily when it was brand new, and then pulled back to weekly. These piercings I don't really need to clean because I clean my ears in the shower, but I do clean the jewelry pretty regularly. I need one of those towels for the gold jewelry though. I have one for the silver because silver likes to just collect dust and dirt, and I hate that about silver jewelry, but I love silver jewelry. But these need to be cleaned too. I just clean the actual, what is this called? The thing that goes inside the hole. That sounds bad. Pause. I like to clean that with alcohol, and then you can clean the actual piercing as well with alcohol. So whatever you choose to do. And then with any major piercings like my rook piercing, I will use that same cleanser and clean that. I like to avoid taking this piercing out because it is so difficult to get it back in. So even if it's like the one with the ball, oh my God, it takes so long. Like I think 20 minutes is, and I've had it for years now. I've had it since I've had this piercing since I was 21. So I could go on about this because I could do like a brush cleaning video, but because that's not on my body or anything like that, I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, I wanted to like hit all the hygiene routine things that I do occasionally or every day. That is it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and because this video is probably already super long, I'm going to end it here. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I talked fast enough this time. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.